Hey, sons and daughters, we just wanted to take this video and we wanted to talk to you guys kind of about something that we are doing this summer. You guys have probably seen it, but it's the Rise event. And then we wanted to talk really about our heart behind why we are doing this. I can say for myself that I have been to a lot of conferences over the years, but I honestly probably could only name about 5 of the sermons that I've heard at those conferences. But
really?
The thing,
5?
Maybe 5, maybe less. But the thing that I remember the most from going to a conference or event is the time when the Holy Spirit really imparted something into me. I mean, I can remember every single time. And I remember I was at a youth camp last summer, and I was given 45 minutes to speak. And 10 minutes inside of my message, I felt like I needed to do an altar call. And I talked on the Holy Spirit, talking about how we can be followers, but yet still have not yet received. And we started going into the altar call. And the altar call went from, it was supposed to be only 35 minutes, to 5 hours.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I multiple times went to the pastor, was like, hey, should I stop this? Or like, can you end? Like, I'm good whenever. Like, I was supposed to only have 45, and they're like, no, there's no way we're stopping this.
Wow.
Like, we don't need to. Their parents are picking up tomorrow morning. We can go until then. Like, they're like, we're not stopping what God's going to do. And I remember I looked at the pastor and I said, look, they probably will not remember my message, but they will remember what happened here, the impartation, that encounter. Yeah. And so, honestly, part of this event was birthed out of me seeing that and really just all of our hearts. And so that was my really crazy experience that just happened recently that's really leading into what we're wanting to do. And so, I mean, I know you had a crazy shift.
As you said, like growing up in our family, we've been to a lot of conferences, we've been to a lot of services, and I don't remember most of them. Yeah. But I do remember the ones that were disruptive in my life, where something changed, where I had an encounter with God and I started to see the world differently. And that's really what we want the Rise event to represent for people. When I was either 17 or 18, it was right around my birthday, so it was one of those two. I had an encounter with God at an event like this, and it completely changed me. My whole life changed. It was between my junior and senior year. I went back to school my senior year, and my teachers were like, what's different about you? Something's changed. And it was an experience with the presence of God. It wasn't the message. I actually don't remember the message, but I do remember encountering God. And in our lives today, it's so easy to be scheduled. It's so easy to be structured. It's so easy to be busy and to not create space to encounter God. So what we wanted to do is create an intimate gathering that created that space for us to encounter God together. Because there is something powerful. There's a multiplicative factor when more than one people come together simply to experience God's presence. Not just to have an experience, but to experience God's presence. And we believe as the 300 people come together, this intimate experience, we will encounter God's presence, and people will leave forever changed. They're not going to forget the time they spent.
Yeah, when we talked about it, we're like, hey, we could just open up, like find a big venue here in Colorado Springs, and we could just open it up to everyone, do it a simple price, and we could just completely fill out the auditorium. But we just felt like God started working inside of us, and He dwindled it down from the big number to another number, and then down to the 300. And we didn't know exactly. We just said 300, and then we got a word after
two
that.
Words.
Yeah,
the
two
same word, two different times.
Yeah, saying that they felt like that what we were doing was the rise of the Gideon army. And I love it because the progression of the Gideon army was this massive army in the beginning, and then it progressed and it got lower and lower until it came to 300 people as they drank of the water differently. And so we really feel like I've said this a lot, but the lack in the world is not the lack of sons and daughters of God. It's the lack of sons and daughters that have stepped into the fullness of what that actually means. And so we thought to ourselves, what could happen if we gather 300 people all together for the sole purpose of stepping into that fullness? And I mean, we have people coming from all over the world. Yeah, that
the other side of the world.
Yeah, that we're wanting to see, come here and get the impartation, the laying on of hands, so that when they go back into the world, they are being that son or daughter that has risen up into the fullness of what that actually means.
And we're not trying to remake the wheel or anything here. Like, these guys have both said they have had incredible encounters in different, presentations of what would be your typical conference. What we're doing is we're just stewarding the vision and the opportunity that we've been given.
Yeah.
And it is just this smaller, more intimate gathering, a shoulder-to-shoulder gathering with fellow sons and daughters who are committed, like each of us.
Yeah.
Each of the sons and daughters team and beyond. We have people coming, speaking at workshops. John and Lisa speaking that last night, just this impartation. It's the people who have poured into us, who we've received from, who we've been on this journey with, and we just want to offer that to you guys. Like, this is an opportunity for us to all come together. We're stewarding what we've been given to facilitate what we believe will be this higher calling.
Yeah.
Like, all of us stepping out. You know, change happens in the context of community.
Yes.
So we're creating this community for us all to be together saying, God, we want to rise to the higher level. We are your sons and daughters. We believe what you say we are called to be. Amen. And we are willing to take time, to take, resources and come together and say, show us.
Yeah.
Show us, Holy Spirit, what that can look like in our lives.
Yeah, and honestly, we want to meet you.
Yeah.
We have a host team of 50 people. Like, this is going to be very hands-on. We want to get to know you. We want to know your story, and we feel like our job, our role in this event is to empower you. It's the whole Ephesians 4 idea, empowering the saints for their work, for the ministry that God has placed in their lives. And we believe, regardless of where you're coming from, whether you're coming from Brazil or France or Australia or small town USA, we believe that God has called you to step into the higher way of being that is yours as a son or daughter of God. And we also believe that the world around you is waiting for you to discover what that means for you personally. Yeah. And so we wanted to create a space for you to come and see yourself in a new light, see yourself in a new community, join arms with us, and believe for what we believe God is speaking over our generation.
Yeah. And everything that we've done has been super intentional. I mean, as we've looked at the budget, as we've looked at the flow, the experience, it's all been with you in mind, and understanding that we do not want you coming here and being lost in the crowd. Yeah. We, like Addison said, we want to do this with you. We want to meet you. We want to lay hands on you. We want to talk with you. We want to work through things maybe that you're seeing within your life, and we want to have that send out. That John and Lisa, that our father and mother figures that have laid hands on us and sent us out, we want that to happen. And so we want to see you guys there. We will have details below that is how to register. If you guys come as a church of 6 or more people, there's a special price. So please make sure to tell your friends, tell your church about it. If you are a leader and you want to see this impartation happen in your life, we want to see you at the Rise event. So click below, sign up for the Rise event, and see us this summer.
See you in June.